Hello, my art friends. Hope everyone is well. Today, we're going to make a pop up card for a simple art project. Pop up cards are great. They can be given to friends and families for birthdays, for holidays, card just to tell someone you miss them. Or sometimes you can even make several pop up cards, attach them together, and create your own pop up book, which is very, very cool. So, I have here two different sample cards to show you. This one says Happy Earth Day. And when I open it up, out pops a tree with a sun. I'm going to hold that at a different angle just so you can see exactly how that pops out. And that tree pops out as the card opens up. Taking a look at this card right here. As I open that up, there's hearts in there. And if I hold it from this way, so you can see those hearts are sticking out. Right? Very cool way to make a fun and inventive card. Now, in order to participate in this activity, you will need several materials. You will need paper. Any type of paper works. Construction paper is best. Everyone will need a pair of scissors. Please make sure they are kid scissors or that you have a parent to do the cutting for you. You will need glue. I suggest stick glue. There is a lot of gluing, and we tend to use a lot more glue than normal. So, stick glue is the best way to go. And last but not least, a pen, pencil, markers, crayons, or colors if you plan to add any words to this. Right? So, let's start. To make the actual card, you need two pieces of paper. You need to identify which will be the outside of the card and which will be the inside of the card. Taking a look at the Earth Day card, this has orange for the outside paper and blue for the inside paper. The I Love You card has a purple outside with white as the inside paper. So for this card, I'm going to use red for my outside and orange for my inside. The first step is that I must fold each piece of paper in half. So the way this works best is I hold my paper landscape style. That's going long ways, just like that. And I'm going to take one edge. I'm going to bring it all the way up to this edge right here. Excuse me as I turn this paper around. Make those edges meet. I'm going to take one finger, drag that straight down the middle, and then push over to each side. I'm going to use my nail to actually crease down, making that just a little bit tighter. Nice little card. I'm going to do the same thing with my second piece of paper. Again, I'm going to make those edges meet. Finger down the middle. And crease my edges. Now, I had already decided that orange was going to be the inside of this card. So here's where the first cutting step comes in. I'm going to need to make two simple cuts. I have to make sure that the cuts that I make are on this closed edge right here, the edge that doesn't open. I have 1, 2, 3 sides of the card that opens. I have to cut where it does not open. I'm going to turn it so the not open side is here. Okay, my open sides are all over there. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to make two simple lines. Somewhere in the middle. I don't want to make them too big. And I should try to make them even, but it's okay if they're not. Next step is I'm going to open this up. And you can see where I've made that cut. I'm going to take one hand and place it underneath, one hand on top, and just kind of push it through. Now there's already a line from when the paper was folded in half. So I'm going to grab that line and pinch it. I'm going to crease this little piece right here. I'm going to hold on to that as I fold my card closed. See, so this piece is coming in. I can push it back out and pull it right in. I'm going to fold that card closed, making sure to crease down those edges right there. Next, I'm going to take the inside of my card and place it inside the card. I'm going to get my stick glue, open that top piece only, And I'm going to take glue and I'm going to put way more glue than Miss Fontaine normally tells you to put on anything. That's because I need my card to stay together. I'm going to close that. I'm just going to put some pressure on there. Try to ensure that my paper is glued to one another. I'm going to flip this over to the other side. Open that red piece up and repeat this step. Lots and lots of glue. Close that over and apply pressure all over to make sure that the card stays together. Now, if you followed all of these steps correctly, when I open the card, I should have a pop-up. Look at that right there. A little hard to turn the angle so you can see, but that is a pop-up. Close the card, open, and there is my piece. Now, the next most important question comes, but Miss Fontaine, how do I attach things to this? So this is where you will require some more paper, some glue, and some scissors. You have to decide what you'd like to do in your pop-up card, and you have to make sure that what you choose to create is not too big. If it's too big, it's going to stick out of the edges. When I had made this card, the sun was actually sticking out of all edges. Not my pop-up, but the sun. So I had to cut a little bit of that because it keeps that illusion of surprise that it's going to be a pop-up card when you open it up. So I'm going to turn this card this way, actually, which means it's going to open like that. When I'm having my card open this way or horizontally, I'm going to attach my items to this part right here. We're going to be gluing some things. So it will go right there. If I choose to use my card vertically, I would be gluing up here. So I'm going to go this way, and I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a circle out. We're going to make it a little bit too big the first time so you can see just what Miss Fontaine is talking about. So I've made a very large circle. And let's imagine that I wanted to stick that in the card. I would be attaching it right here. But when I would close my card, you would still be able to see it. It's very important to play around before you attach something to this. I'm going to cut this just a little bit smaller. Doesn't have to be very big. And again, even before I draw on it, I'm going to test that out. Oh, and it sits inside the card the whole time. That's excellent. Grab my marker. Remember, I'm opening my card this way, which means I'm attaching to this part down here. I'm going to stick glue on this, and I'm going to make sure that I don't push it flat again. It's going to make it harder to pick it up. So I'm just going to put some glue right there. Not too much, just a little bit. And I'm going to stick my item and hold that right there. I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, not sticking out. Ah, happy face. Art friends at PS13, Be happy. Miss you. Enjoy making your pop-up cards.